Okay, so in the last lesson, we showed you how to build your list using LinkedIn, but now I want to share with you how you can actually build a list of people's emails as well, so you can send them an email. Now, normally, if you go to a company's website, you might see an email there, but it might be a generic email like info@xyzcompany.com. You don't want to send an email there because most likely it's not going to the person you want to reach out to. You want to actually get the direct decision maker's email. Now on LinkedIn, sometimes people will actually have their email listed, but usually that's not the case. So you want to use a third-party tool to actually grab someone's email. So there's a few different tools you can use. There's a few different databases that actually store all this information. The one that I recommend the most is Apollo.io. Another good one is D7 Lead Finder. That's really popular as well. But my favorite has been Apollo. It also has an unlimited option for the pricing as well. So you just pay $99 a month and you get unlimited emails. So what you want to do is you want to sign up for Apollo.io. You can get a free trial as well, just to test it out. And then once you're inside, you want to go to the database. And just like on LinkedIn, how we had a bunch of filters to define your most ideal list of companies, you do the same thing in Apollo. So here you can go to the persona. You can create a persona through there. You can just choose job titles the same way that we did it on LinkedIn, right? You can go to advanced search to find more. And also, you can go into location, number of employees, and keywords. So you don't get as many options as LinkedIn, but you do get the most important ones. And you can definitely use keywords as well, which most likely you should be using every time. So again, just like in the last lesson, we went really into detail on what filters matter. So you can use that same information and the same things we covered there just to build your list inside of Apollo. But let's just build an example list. So let's say that we want to go target restaurants. It should come up as an industry here. And let's say we want to go in California. Another cool trick is that if you actually have a specific location, like a state or a city, when you actually message those people, you can reference that, which is pretty cool because then they can tell like, oh, this person actually reached out to me and knows where my business is, rather than, they just sent out a big mass blast campaign. So we can go to employee count here, 1 to 10, 11 to 20. And just like LinkedIn, you want to get that list ideally under 10,000 people to make it more specific. So just find whatever else you can that would drill it down a little bit further. So here we'll type in the owner. And now we're at 2,000, so you're pretty much good to go. So what you have to do is you have to click to select all the people select this page, and then you can save it to build a list. If you're using Apollo to actually send your emails through automation, which we'll cover later in the course, then you can actually click add to sequence. But if you're not, then you can just save the list or even export it as a CSV file. So again, just call it something simple that will help you remember what it is. Restaurant owners, California. The cool thing is Apollo also gives you people's phone numbers. So if you are cold calling or you do want to call some of these businesses, you can get their phone numbers as well, which is pretty neat. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. Again, you're following the same things we taught you in the previous lesson about LinkedIn, but now you can just do it in Apollo, and you will get the actual verified emails in here. So see, these are the emails you want, right? You want see from here it's the guy's initials. So you want to make sure that your email is actually the person's name. It's not just, info at or marketing at this company. And also what you can do with Apollo is when you're on LinkedIn, Apollo has a Chrome extension which you can download when you're signing up. And you can actually just, grab people's email or their phone number while you're on LinkedIn. So you don't have to use the database in Apollo. You can just go right onto LinkedIn and grab the person's email or phone number because it should pop up right here on the right side. And it saves it to Apollo. So that's pretty much it. Again, there's lots of other databases out there if you do your research. Apollo is the one that I found to be the most accurate, and it has, I believe, over 200 million contacts in there. Another popular one is D7 Lead Finder, which is actually a little bit better if you're targeting more smaller local businesses. But Apollo basically has everything that's already on LinkedIn. So yeah, best tool that I found, and I definitely recommend you get started with this. So what I would do as part of your homework is actually build your first list and save your list of leads in Apollo. Now, one other thing you want to keep in mind with email marketing is that a lot of times, even if you're using a database like Apollo, some of the emails might be outdated or they might not be existent anymore. So you want to make sure that you verify the emails. Basically, that means you want to go into a tool like this one called Never Bounce. And once you sign up, again, you can also try a free trial here. You can sign up and you can actually get your list of emails and verify them first. So basically, if you use a tool like Never Bounce, then you'll avoid sending emails to people that, the email address is wrong and it might bounce, or it just, again, doesn't exist anymore. Because again, that just saves you the time of emailing someone that, the email isn't there. So this is a great tool for that. On Apollo, it does actually tell you if the email is verified or not. but it's still better to use a tool like NeverBounds just to check it again. Again, you'll save so much time by messaging someone who doesn't actually have that email updated anymore. So this would be the last step you want to do when you're sending someone an email, is just make sure to verify it, and then you're ready to go to start actually sending out some emails. All right, now that we've covered how to build a list of prospects through LinkedIn and through email, you're good to go. Now, you might be using other platforms as part of your marketing funnel as well. You can definitely follow up with the same leads you find on LinkedIn or email in social media. You could find them on Facebook or Instagram and message them there as well. It's actually a great idea to message someone in more than one place because you have a much bigger chance of getting their attention. You can even call these people as well. Like I showed you, Apollo has the phone numbers as well. And ultimately, we're really just trying to focus on helping you master LinkedIn and email in this course. But a lot of the same principles around targeting and around messaging that you're going to be learning will apply as well on the other platforms. All right, so now you're all good to go. Your homework from here would be to build your first list on LinkedIn or Apollo. Make sure you have at least a few hundred people inside of there. And once you've done that, we can move on to the next module. Really excited to dive into the next one, and let's get to it.